Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And based on this news that came out this morning, a lot of you have asked me, is T-Mobile in trouble here? Are there any concerns that T-Mobile may face some bigger fines or may be forced to keep the CDMA network running a bit longer than they intend to? Well, I wanted to give you guys my take on the whole situation, what I think about it, and where this could potentially head now that the DOJ is involved. The antitrust says they're concerned about the T-Mobile CDMA shutdown on Dish, grave concerns for Boost Mobile. So I kind of wanted to speak on this on both sides. So Charlie and Dish have an agenda, and T-Mobile and their team, they have an agenda. So now many people think that the issues between the two is money related. At least that's what Mike Sievert is hinting at, that there was some money that needed to be paid out or whatnot, and they couldn't agree on a certain amount. Charlie is saying that T-Mobile is a sore winner because T-Mobile wins on this. As they stated, there's more capacity available. So now instead of closing the home internet availability, with this additional capacity, they can open it up to 30, 40, 50 more customers in any given neighborhood because there's more capacity available. And that equals more profits for T-Mobile in the future. And then, of course, with Metro PCS or Metro by T-Mobile, that brand is now attacking the Boost Mobile customer, and they're trying to pull that customer away from Dish. And then on the Dish part, there's several things that I find interesting. If Charlie was so worried about the CDMA, then he should have looked no further than Verizon. Verizon's not shutting down their CDMA till the end of the year. He could have said, hey, Hans Vesberg, can we work something out? Can you shut it down in April of 23? Or, April of 2022? Maybe May, maybe June. Can you wait a little? I'll pay you this amount annually. And Verizon stated at their last earnings call they're open for business. They were asked about to speak on the Dish situation, and they said they don't really directly comment on any deals, but they're open for business. That's what Hans said. So if Verizon can profit from the whole CDMA situation by extending it for a few more months, I'm sure Verizon would have did it. So I don't think the CDMA shutdown is such a big deal for Charlie. He went with a GSM network with AT&T. They don't even operate CDMA. And then another part that I find interesting, where I really have no confidence in Charlie that this is about CDMA, they stated that, and this is a bad look as well, they stated already that they're going to try to migrate the Boost customer to the Dish postpaid side. They're going to try to give them a similar deal to move over to postpaid. What does that mean for the Boost dealer? That's where the grave concern should be. Metro is attacking Boost customers, which they'll likely get a good amount of share from that. Dish is saying they want to migrate the Boost customer to Dish. As of this recent earnings call this morning, if I remember correctly, they have about 8.895 million customers on that base. I think they lost about 200. Well, up until this date of the earnings, they lost about 325,000 customers, and they gained about 261,000, if I remember the numbers correctly. I didn't really look at it too long, didn't want to report on it. I just want to wait until next year, until they're really serious about the postpaid space. And then they got 200,000 that they acquired from the Republic Wireless deal. So it's kind of hard to really side with any side. You kind of have to stay neutral in a situation and see how it turns out. Maybe the DOJ antitrust comes in and says, hey, FCC, we need to get together. We need T-Mobile to leave the CDMA network up and running. Dish already jumped the gun. They already decided to go with AT&T. They really have no need for T-Mobile. As they start shifting their customers to the AT&T base. Maybe they could work something out with AT&T. Say, hey, look, I got this percentage of users on CDMA. Can you help me out with a GSM phone? Can we get them on a phone that's compatible with your network? At that point, they no longer have to do any dealings with T-Mobile. They can just drop them, leave them alone. For now, until they figure that out, their base that's still on the T-Mobile SIM card, they'll still need the T-Mobile network for the time being. But now that Metro is competing for Boost customers, it's going to be very compelling for them to take that offer. You get that discount for 2 years. You get a Samsung for free. It's something that T-Mobile is claiming Charlie's not doing. And of course, they're throwing Cricket in there as well, that they're not pushing the 5G adoption. So it's like I said, you have to remain neutral in this situation, in my opinion. You got to see both sides' stories. There's always two sides to a story, and we got to see how it turns out. And maybe we will get to get to see the truth publicly. There's likely more behind closed doors that we're not aware of. But I just find it interesting, just the events and how they're turning out. There's a whole spiel about CDMA, and what does Charlie do? He goes with the GSM network. And then there's the whole spiel about grave concerns about Boost Mobile, and what does Charlie state what is being said in the statement? Well, we're going to try to migrate the Boost base to Dish Network postpaid with a compelling offer. So, I mean, the Boost brand and the dealers, it's kind of up in the air what happens to them at this point. Seems like everybody's attacking Boost. So, and they're left to fend for themselves in this case. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. I don't think T-Mobile is in trouble. I think they have their lawyers on the case. They're saying there's no legality or legal actions that can be taken against the CDMA shutdown per the agreements and all the legal documents. According to them, I haven't fully read them, so I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But that's what T-Mobile's saying. I'm sure T-Mobile has a little bit more money when it comes to legal fees versus Charlie. They're a bigger company. So I'm sure they have several lawyers on this that are telling them, hey, there's no legal obligation where it states you have to keep the CDMA network on. But then there's also no wordage in the agreement that says Dish had a certain amount of time to get the customers off the CDMA network. So we'll see how this turns out. I find it very interesting that this is now coming up in discussion as Dish is moving away from T-Mobile and going to AT&T. And we'll see what the outcome will be here in the coming months, maybe even next year. If you have been on the channel or you're new to the channel and you have not yet liked, shared, subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when I do upload content. Make sure to follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.